Well, Black Lives Matter trying to destroy Christmas as we know it. It's actually not hyperbole. With their new campaign, Dreaming of a Black Christmas, the radical group is calling for a complete boycott of white-owned businesses this holiday season. Doesn't sound racist at all. But it's not just white-owned businesses you're not allowed to shop at this year. If you want to buy food for your Christmas dinner, skip the farmers market. Those are now apparently racist, too. According to a webinar reportedly boosted by Washington State University, because they're examples of, quote, white supremacy and white dominant culture. Here with more, Seattle radio host Jason Rantz and Fox Nation host Tommy Lahren. It's not Lahren, Tommy. I know that you're not French, okay? I apologize for my previous pronunciation, which I caught, but it's Friday, so I'm excused a little bit, and we love you. So, Tommy, thank you so much for being here. How is it not racist for Black Lives Matter to declare don't shop at white businesses?
BLM, the organization, has become a racist organization, and this is a perfect example because nothing says equality and unity quite like segregation, boycotts, and racial division. Exactly. But I gotta ask this, Pete, if they really are trying to combat what they call this white supremacist capitalism, as they say in their post and in their decree, then why only do this till the end of the year? If indeed these companies are white supremacist companies, then why not boycott them for eternity, forever? That'd be my first question to them. And second, I would really like to know, does this boycott, does this include just purchased goods and items from these white companies and corporations, or does that include the looted items that BLM is known for in their many riots across our country for an entire summer season and in some places much longer?
It's such a good point. If you're shopping the rest of the year, then you're just complicit in racism. I mean, you're not doing anything about it just during Christmas. How dare you? Jason, you know, you out there in Washington, man, you guys know how to set the bar high. And now, yet again, Washington State is saying farmers markets are racist, too. Help me out.
Yeah, so to the untrained eye, Pete, you might see a simple onion or cauliflower, right? However, no, these are weapons of white supremacy culture, not because they're white, although I will say the cauliflower made an off-color racial joke during the break, but because I bought them at a farmer's market. Now, this Wazoo seminar that you're pointing to, it actually was created by Jennifer Zuckerman of the Duke World Food Policy Center, and she claims that farmers markets are examples of white spaces where whiteness permeates our food system. And what that means is that the so-called white supremacists, they come up with, and this is a quote, white ideals of health and nutrition. And so if you think an apple or a carrot that you might snack on during the day is actually healthy, it's only been deemed so by white supremacists. And not only does she go after farmers markets, but she goes after food charities like mobile food vans that go into low-income communities that have high populations of minority residents. She basically says that this is pushing a racist notion that minority communities can't provide or make decisions for themselves. So helping people get access to nutritious food is racist. Presumably, it's also racist if you don't help. So it's not just a dumb idea. Let's just be honest and call it what it is. But this is toxic thinking. And it's being promoted by self-preening liberals who think they're finally going to make a black friend by adopting this kind of white savior mentality. And they're not. It's racist and it's condescending.
We are all now dumber, having heard everything that you just said. I award you no points. And may God have mercy on your soul. If you know that reference, good to you. Tommy, it's real quick, last word. I mean, he holds up the props, bought at a farmer's market. Those are racist, too. And what he said, I almost checked out. I don't know how to manage that.
Yeah, well, I think Mayor Pete might have been consulting on this because, as you know, roads and bridges are also racist. So when you're living in a culture that is run and dominated by the Democrat Party, which placates to groups like BLM, they are obsessed with race. They have to push race at every turn because they have an obsession with it. That's the only thing they have in their toolbox. They can't talk about the economy. They can't talk about jobs. They can't talk about law and order or our southern border. They have to talk about things like race and climate change, things that evoke emotion because liberalism is a disease.
You know your life is really good when you're complaining about the farmer's market, ultimately is what it comes down to. And Jason, you are not dumb. You are wise, my friend. It is the words you are forced to speak on behalf of others.
I'm wise enough not to eat a racist salad for dinner tonight, so I'm going to skip that. Going for the steak.
I believe it. I believe it. Jason, Tommy, you guys are awesome. Thank you.
Thanks.